Hey everyone, welcome back to another Elden Ring video, and I hope that everybody is having an absolutely fantastic day, and I also hope that you're enjoying Elden Ring so far. And in today's video, I'm going to show you guys the exact spot that you can go ahead and farm to make a ton of runes very quickly. Now this is repeatable, it is farmable, and you're going to be making almost 2,000 runes every time that you do this, and it takes about 20 seconds per run. Now, this is going to be really close to a method that I actually showcased yesterday and how you can actually earn 75,000 runes. That is only a one-time option, but if you have missed that video, I highly recommend that you watch this video in its entirety and then go back and check out that other video so that you guys can go to the other spot and get another 75,000 runes very quickly. All right, but let's go ahead and show you guys exactly what we need to do in order to get to where we're actually headed. So the first thing that you actually need to do is come to the third church of Marika. So this seems to be like a very consistent spot because there's a portal that's actually going to be right behind here that we actually want to be able to get to. So it's really close to the very start of the game when you come out of the stranded graveyard. You're just going to make your way north, go south, and then follow the road basically to the left. It's a little bit harder to see this road to the left, but just make sure that you're following it the best that you possibly can. And this is about the location that you should end up at. Now, if you don't have the map yet, in this area right here at the gate front runes, there's a map for this location. If you actually grab that map real quick, you should be able to see exactly where all of this is at, and you should be able to follow the road very easily. But anyway, let's go ahead and make our way through the portal, which is actually just going to be right here behind the church. And we're just going to jump over these rocks, and then we're going to make our way over this way. And then this portal is actually going to be just right here. All right, we'll see you on the other side. And now that you've actually reached Dragon Burrow, this is where you guys need to be. We're actually going to go ahead and grab our Torrent Mount, and then we're actually just going to go ahead and run southeast. Now, the number 2 best money-making or rune-making method right now is actually in this area, actually killing all these little small guys that are around the area. They'll give you almost 1,100 runes per kill, and there's quite a few of them in the area that you can actually go ahead and farm. So if one way isn't really working for you, or if you prefer another method, either one will actually work pretty good. However, the new method that we're actually going to be showcasing that I found actually a couple days ago, is much better. You're going to get about another 1,000 runes on top of it. So the first resting spot that we actually want to come to is right here by this bridge. There's a dragon right there. And then this is the site that you want to go ahead and activate if you haven't already done that, or claim it, or summon it, or whatever you actually do with it. Site of Grace. And then what you want to do is come up this little bit of a hill. There are going to be more of those enemies up here, so just be careful. And you want to make sure that you guys are doing this during the day, because if you do this at night, you might run into a night that is pretty challenging, because this is an end-game area. We really don't have to be around any of the enemies. So if you haven't been to this area and haven't defeated the knight yet, then make sure that you are away from here. But yeah, you will activate all these poison traps, but as long as you continuously run through it, should be fine. And again, like I said, make sure that you guys are doing this during the day. Otherwise, on this bridge, you'll encounter that black knight. And then just right in front of us is going to be a grace site, so make sure that you guys go ahead and claim that. And I've already actually done that, but I'm actually just going to go ahead and get rid of this poison real quick so we can rest here at this site of grace. And we're actually going to be resting here pretty much every time that we actually do this run anyway. So what you're going to want to do is grab your torrent, and just to show you guys on the map where we're actually located, this is actually where we are at. So this is the bridge where the dragon would be at, and then we just basically went around it. And now what we're going to do is we're going to head down towards this arch right here, and a big boulder is actually going to spawn right behind us, and we're going to be given a couple of seconds to get out of the way. And it should spawn, and then we're just going to go in quick and dart out of the way. And then you want to sit in this area and make sure that you actually receive the runes before you actually go ahead and leave. That is a mistake that I think other people have made. Because if you run away too quickly from that area, you guys will actually not get the rune credit for breaking that boulder or whatever is actually happening. You don't need to pass time, you just need to go ahead and exit, call back in your torrent, and then basically go ahead and rinse and repeat. Now, I will let you guys know that I've done this for a very long amount of time, and I actually did a lot of a number based on it. And realistically, you can only make about 450,000 runes per hour. And if anybody is actually telling you that you're going to be making more than that, they are sadly mistaken, and it is humanly not possible to be able to make more than 450,000. On average, though, and that's if you're going really fast. On average, I would say you're doing this every 20 seconds, so that means you're actually activating it 3 times every minute. So you'd be able to do this 180 times per hour, which means that you're actually only making about 350,000 runes per hour. So if somebody's claiming that you're making like 550 or definitely above 500,000 in any regards, they are clearly lying to you and have not been to this area and have not tested it out for themselves at a very long amount of time. Or they just assume they're always getting the runes without actually making sure that they get them. Because if you don't hear that crack at the bottom of the gorge down there, or wherever it's actually landing on, then you're actually not going to get the runes. Trust me. And I will actually prove that to you right now, just in case you guys are actually thinking that I am lying to you about it, and that I'm actually trying to throw other people under the bus. And I'm not. What we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and let this thing spawn, and what we're going to do is we're just going to get out of the way, and we're going to run back. And look at that. No runes. So if you just basically get out of the way too quickly, you could do this 5 times in a minute or more potentially, but you're not going to get the runes from it, so you're clearly not going to make anything if you go ahead and do the methods that other people are trying to show you. Now, as a bonus, like I was telling you earlier, if you guys do this at night, there's actually going to be a Knight's Cavalry in this area, a Black Knight, which is one of the ones that does only show up at night. All you need to do, and I've actually already beat him, so, and I have the footage somewhere, but you know what? Realistically, I'm too lazy to actually go and show it to you. All you need to do is get his attention. He's going to spawn right about in this area right here. And then get past him as fast as you possibly can. Just do a quick burst. And then you just want to gallop the rest of the way. If you run too fast, then what's going to happen is you're going to basically lose him. And you want to make sure that you actually are hitting all of these poison traps as well. Otherwise, you're not going to actually kill him. And he should be right behind you, and every once in a while you might have to dart just a little bit to get to the top of this hill, but it's really not too bad. It does make it pretty easy to go ahead and do this. And then you can actually just go ahead and come back down and then collect everything that you've gotten from an enemy felled. If for whatever reason he doesn't follow you all the way up to the top, he will still be partially poisoned. Just run back down here towards the bridge and go ahead and get his attention again, and then rinse and repeat. Like I said, you're going to want to like just slowly run up the hill as fast as you possibly can, but you want to make sure that if you happen to hear him right behind you, or if you just see the swing of his sword, that you're getting out of the way as soon as you possibly can, because he will one-shot you. I tried this a couple different ways before actually doing it myself, and if you do it too fast, then he aggroes from you, and if you do it too slow, he will always catch up to you and he will always kill you. So it's kind of a neat little middle point, but hopefully that does help you out, and that will give you about 45,000. I think it's like 42,000 more runes. So between that and doing the boulder method, your first hour you should get about 400,000 runes, which is still a lot of runes to be able to buy everything that you could possibly want from any of the vendors that are located throughout the world, or being able to level up your character in whatever areas that your specific character build happens to fall into. But if this video does help you guys out, then make sure that you guys go and like, comment, and subscribe down below. It would help me out a lot and is greatly appreciated. But until next time, YouTube, you guys keep doing what you're doing because you're already doing it, and you guys stay gaming.